It just says that the card is out of space. So I should probably do that. I mean, it's archived other places, but there you go. I think we're live. I'm feeling it.
There we are.
So we are. Look, it works. The darn thing worked today without too much fighting, which is a good thing, I think.
Skittles being weird today.
We're all being weird today because it's hump day. It's hump day.
Oh,
it's
dear.
Wednesday. It's which day? Wednesday. And
I can see the candle release mold over my shoulder. We've left it out.
Oh, well,
but that just proves that candles are being made.
We do stuff occasionally. It's been said.
Good morning, Nessa. They made 400 candles last Thursday.
Could be doing the same.
And they're going to be making 400 candles tomorrow. So
that is if the pollen doesn't get me first.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Hi, Kim.
Honestly, my eyes are so...
Yeah.
Ah, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season for pollen. So good morning, everybody. It's not quite 11 yet. So we're just like wittering on, as you do.
Hi, Tracy.
Because normally things take longer than you think. Well, it has for the last few days.
It's been very...
fought as bitterly to go on.
Yeah, on and off and on and off. Hi, Jen.
As you do.
So yes, this morning Skittle has decided to be quite cuddly.
She's just glued herself.
She's glued herself to me.
We've tried removing her, but it's like Velcro.
But that doesn't mean she's going to stay for the whole thing. She might decide in the middle to just get up and go away anyway.
Well, the good news is apparently it's now 11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock.
So good morning and welcome
to...
It means good morning and welcome to Elevensies with Lisa and Anton. I'm Anton.
And I'm Lisa. And this is Elevensies.
So it is.
Our late morning show.
The unique, one-of-a-kind late morning show. Because people have late shows, they're quite common, and other people have morning shows. In fact, there's a TV show called The Morning Show, if I'm not entirely mistaken. But we are the one, the only late morning show, ideally suited for coffee.
There you go.
Or beverage of your delectation.
Yes, hi. Tracy says hi, Skittles. Yes, Skittle is being snug bugged today. She's decided that since I have my sweater on, it would be lovely.
Resistance is futile with Skittle. She is the most singularly obsessed
She's
cat.
a little headstrong.
Doesn't matter what you tell. You put her down off the table 47 times, she gets up 48.
Yeah, she's silly.
Without doubt.
She's Cancerian, though, so she's a little bit lovey-cuddly.
Oh, you think? Yeah. I don't know. She rips fur out everybody else.
She's not very nice to other pussycats, that's for sure. She knows we're talking about her now. So. All right. So what do we do? Today's
Which Way Wednesday.
Which Way Wednesday.
Which Way Wednesday. So we thought, what did we think we would talk about today?
One of the most common questions that we get
Hey, good morning, Shannon. Thank you for joining. It's nice to see you. And hello, Wendy.
Is how do we find our deity? How do we figure out who our god or goddess or gods and goddesses are?
Well, surely you just select the one most appropriate to your immediate need, don't you?
Right. I want prosperity. Let me find Lakshmi. But no, all kidding aside. All kidding aside, the first thing I'd like to point out is many times our god or goddess
morning, Aaron.
Is connected to a culture that we are connected to, right? So, for example...
feel a connection to it. I don't think you necessarily have to be connected. Exactly. But go on, keep going.
Okay. I'm sorry, today's going to be rough if you derail my train of thought.
Oh, no. Okay.
So, in other words, when I was in a place years ago to try to figure out who I was going to be honoring, it was kind of a choice between Native American, because I'm living here and we thought we had Native American blood, but the DNA test didn't show any of that, so that's interesting. Or Celtic. So I did a lot of research. I am not a shaman, but I studied shamanism and healing and herbs and all that kind of stuff that kind of went along with the craft from a more Native American point of view. And then I really found that I resonated more with Celtic culture, and Caradwen came forward. Now, it's interesting. Does your deity find you? Do you find your deity? Yes. But what I'll say is, and then when our DNA came back, turned out we have 74% Welsh Celtic, which I thought was really funny. Hi, Patty. So keep in mind that the culture that you're drawn to, or the pantheon or deities that you're drawn to, may not speak English or the language that you speak.
Probably not.
However, I think that spirit is very well versed in speaking signs, which symbolism or symbolique, right? Through actions, pictures, and signs, we can kind of find out who's calling us or whom we should call to. And sometimes, I work with Caradwin. I think she found me. Sometimes we see a sign over and over again. It like kind of has to hit us in the head. You know, like we might see all kinds of information about cauldrons. Cauldron. We might see Awen, the symbol of Awen in the morning sun, or all over the place. And we finally kind of put these things together and figure out that that's Caradwin's energy. So you might have to be kind of hit over the head sometimes to figure it out. But the idea is to make some sort of commitment to try and figure it out.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, I was joking right at the start, and I said, well, surely you just choose the most appropriate god or goddess, you know, divinity for your particular needs. You know, what do you need? You need prosperity. What do you need? You need healing, maybe Hygeia, you know, etc., etc. Yeah, okay, a lot of people do that. A lot of people, even in the revealed religions, only get down on their knees and pray when they actually need something. And think about that, all right? We're talking about relationship to deity here, relationship. If you had a friend who did nothing but, you know, call you, the only time they called you is when they needed a ride or wanted to borrow $20 or whatever, they needed help working out a particular problem, you know, etc., etc., etc. They're going to start to grate on you in a little while, aren't they? And grind on your nerves, as the saying goes, because honestly, it's you know, if somebody only contacts you when they want something, they're not really that much of a friend, and there is a bit of an odd relationship there. It's like, you know, just give me what I need.
Please.
Yeah, just give me what I need. Give me what I need. And that's not the idea. I mean, for me personally, I think the divine is as much within as it is without, and that we are part of the universe singing in praise of itself. But the things that really, you know, the deepest possible connection is, you know, have you ever just sat and just been grateful, you know, or hugged a tree and said, you know what, thank you for the oxygen. Thank you. This is kind of like that appreciation, you know. A good friend is one who will just phone you up and you can pick up your conversation from wherever.
Like I was calling to check on you.
Yeah, how you doing?
Instead of here, I'm calling because this is what I want. You know?
I was thinking about you. I just thought, you know, I'd give you a call and see how you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's true relationship. And our relationship with the divine should be the same, because our relationship with the divine, I mean, all of the things, you see all this trite stuff all over, but what would Jesus do? You know, everybody's trying to emulate the divine. Everybody's trying to look to their higher purpose. And sometimes we forget that, you know, a higher purpose actually lies within us. And that if we can learn to connect innately with the divine ourselves without the need for an intermediary, without the need to you know, be told what we're supposed to do. I would say 60 Hail Marys or whatever. If we've got that personal, you know, connection, it's wonderful, and it spills over to you, and you're kind of nicer to those around you and all that fun stuff. But it's about relationship. It's about, you've got to learn their language. You've got to learn their stories, you know?
And again, it might take you years to figure out who your big good thing is, you know? But I guess what I'm trying to say is mixing and matching and using a different one every day just because of what they do may not be the best idea. So each deity is able to do work with you, no matter what that work is. So yes, when we look at mythology, we can see that there are some gods that are more gods of war, or sun gods, or gods of love, or gods of healing, whatever. And when I say gods, I mean gods and goddesses, big good things.
Deities.
But you may want to figure out which one is kind of your family, right? So you think, okay, for me personally, Welsh Celtic is my family. And then I work most closely with Caradwen, and I work with Cernunnos or Gwynap Neath. But, they are not going to be insulted if I explore, journey with, or study other gods or goddesses in their pantheon. That in the beginning of the Bible where it says, "Thou shalt take no gods before me," does indicate there may be others.
That's one of the 10 Commandments that Moses brought down the mountain.
But I don't think that we really have that sort of vengeful, angry energy if you are exploring, like some of the revealed religions might be trying to push you down a particular path.
Wow.
But
quite.
But see what speaks to you, look for signs and symbols, and then build a relationship. And after a period of time, if that person, if you decide that you are not getting what you need there, you're not learning, you're not growing, you're not able to make that strong of a connection, you can always explore a different deity. There isn't that kind of law in Wicca.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, and it harm none, do as you will, and that's the important thing. Coming back to symbols, you were talking about, Erin raises a point. She says, I keep having robins dive in front of me doing cardio. A robin's egg was on my path. And symbolism is so important. I mean, as Lisa was saying, we start out not speaking the language. I mean,
so you got to look for signs and symbols and figure out what that means. So for you, maybe go into animal speak and look at what a robin means and think about what a robin does. Oh, we're going to move now? Okay.
Perhaps not. Let's not do that. I mean, it's really interesting that you mentioned that, Erin, as well, because
how does it live? What does it eat?
This morning, we were just talking about, what the weather's going to do, because there's going to be quite a hard cold front come through later on today. And, certainly up north of us in the Catskills, it's likely they're going to get snow again. It's going to be much colder for the next day. But then I was thinking to myself, you know what? I think we're done then. I think it's going to get considerably warmer. And just as I was thinking that and putting some stuff in the recycling, lo and behold, a robin alights on the lawn in front of me and starts paddling around. So I'm thinking, maybe there's some symbolism there,
The wheel is turning.
It is. It absolutely is.
Melanie says, that which is hateful to you, do not do to others. That is the whole religion. The rest is commentary. Speaking of that, it's 11:11, time to pull card of the day.
It is, but hold fire a second, because I just wanted to finish what you're talking about me derailing you.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were finished.
Lost me plot now, totally. So yeah, we were going back to learning to speak the language. I mean, if you think about it, most people in this country who are ostensibly Christian or whatever, chances are they don't speak Hebrew, and yet you follow well, it was actually Palestinian, wasn't he? Jesus was Palestinian.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually. Was he a Jew? No, I don't know. Who wasn't he? Was he king of the Jews? Who was called
anyway? He doesn't speak English, does he?
Chances are, he doesn't speak your language. So you've got to learn that. I mean, I watched a film the other night which was really, really good with Jodie Foster, and it was Contact, and it was interesting about this burst of communication and understanding the language and putting the pieces together to actually understand the language and the message that's being brought. And so it takes a while to learn to speak the language, to learn to communicate. So symbolism is, as Lisa says, hugely important in putting those little pointers to enable you to decode the language, to bring it into your frame of reference and to build that relationship. But in building the relationship with deity, you're building a stronger relationship with yourself. That may sound really bizarre, but, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. It absolutely is, It's what lies within is what you find outside of yourself, and what you find outside of yourself, you'll also find within yourself. So, it's quite, we could get all profound about this, but suffice to say, this is something that, we should be working on every single day.
So to recap, Which Way Wednesday today was, how do I find my deity? Allow them to. Look for the signs and symbols, do your research, make a commitment, Try to follow that path
Learn
and
the stories.
see if that is your big good thing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
learn their myth.
Learn their
Be able
stories.
to tell their stories to others. And there you go.
So, there's a lot going on today, is there not?
Well, we have box openings. And then tonight at 6:30 is online.
So it's
Tea
our
party.
it's our give back. Yeah, it's our witches tea party that Lisa and I do.
So we'll be on
and
tonight around 6:30 for an hour or so.
about an hour or so, and you get opportunity if you would like a card
Oh, dear.
called. Oh no! Don't set fire to yourself, Skittle. Burning cat's never a good thing for the end of a.
You coming back?
Oh dear. Forgive us. Never work with
mind?
children animals, they say. You should
coming,
never
do
do
you
that.
mind?
So, anyway, join us later at about 6:30 Eastern, although we probably will be online with a few box openings and all that fun stuff. Skittle, I don't think will be joining us for the
Box openings?
the box openings. No, she'd probably get in the box and then throw everything away. I mean, well, that's what they do.
She's just so silly.
So, should we pull a card for the day?
Yes,
and
what
see
is our
what's going
card
on?
for today?
We should do that. Let's have a look. See, where are we?
She always looks angry.
She does. Oh,
Ooh.
don't you love the way the
As
card
above,
of the
so
day-
below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul.
Don't you love the way the card of the day just mirrors what we were talking about? And that's exactly that. The innate wisdom that he holds in his hand here, the light of the emerald tablet. That's it. That actually is, if you look very closely, it's actually a Merkaba, which does indicate that whole as within, so without, as
Yep.
as above, so below, as within,
Hermes,
so
the
without.
hermit.
Yep.
Hermes, Mercury.
Yep, that's where the name comes from, the Hermetics and all that fun stuff. We were talking about the dark arts and that.
So what's your reading today with that card?
Okay, so this is rely on your innate wisdom. You already know it. It's not, don't distance yourself from everybody. This guy's not a recluse, all right? He's just self-assured and knows when to separate himself from the madding crowd so as to rely on his inner wisdom, on his, what? Cats again.
Emmet.
It's just, stop moving the furniture, will you? So, yeah. So, this is a good card for today and a really interesting card for Wednesday as well. I think
Wednesday is Mercury Day.
Yeah. So it's all about, communication.
All right. So my reading for you for today for this card, everyone, is to understand that once you know something, you're responsible for it.
Oh, bugger.
So if you're innocent and you don't know any better, you might get away with it without any sort of repercussion or punishment. But if you know something, then you need to stand by it and be responsible for it. So today I'm going to say is not a day for shortcuts or pretending to be ignorant. Today is a day for responsibility and following through and helping others to understand what you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's my reading for
Yeah,
today.
absolutely. And if something jars you, it's important.
Yes, if something jars you, pay attention.
Pay attention to that. Do that
All
right
right.
now.
Well, thank you all. And we'll
Thank
see
you so much
a
for
little
joining
bit
us
later
today.
for
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe. If
some
you're
box openings. I think that a bunch of stuff came yesterday, but we were busy yesterday.
otherwise
couldn't open them.
indisposed. Got so much to do.
So-
No time to do it. We just got to get ourselves cloned. Yes. Although Skittle would just have us stay and hold her, and
Well,
that
yes,
will do
of
it.
course.
That will do.
She's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, Skittle.
Bye, Skittle. All right. So listen, thank you so much for watching us, and we'll see you guys later. We've got a lot going on today, so it's going to